Boy, K-Blao HoodX. Sign up hoodx.com. Subscribe to my channel as usual. I am driving and it's very hot, so I'm probably gonna make this video. I'm gonna try to make this video pretty quick because I got the windows up, because if I put the windows down, this whole video is gonna sound like that. So we don't want that. So the windows are up, but it's like 100 degrees. So I'm gonna have to make this video real quick. This video is called the Cancerverse Part 1. The Cancerverse is really just, it's a concept that comes from Marvel Comics. If you read Marvel Comics, which is a total contradiction, I'm wearing a DC shirt, but I ain't gonna totally geek out on you right now. But if you read Marvel Comics, there's a story called Guardians of the Galaxy, which is it's a comic book, and they have a concept in there in a place called the Cancerverse. Now, whether or not they're actually gonna put this into the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie that's still coming out pretty soon, I don't know if they're actually gonna do this, but there's talks about it. What it is, the Cancerverse is basically a planet that's it's on the other side of the galaxy, which is it's basically like a giant ball of pus that is trying to take over. It's more like a parallel universe where like everybody who lives in the Cancerverse is like rotten to the core, where it's like a dark version of your true self, you know what I'm saying? So like if you was watching me in the Cancerverse, like it would be like I'd have, this whole thing would be in black and I would be like just like a darker version of myself, you know what I'm saying? The concept comes from damn, I probably shouldn't have put this video out without knowing the author, but from what I understood, that the author had read a lot of H.G. Lovecraft writings, things like the Necronomicon and these type of concepts that inspired him to write about this parallel universe called the Cancerverse. And it comes from a concept of all the cancers, like basically everybody, basically to make a long story short, it's a concept that all of the cancers come from this planet where it's just black and dark, and you know, everybody's trying to fuck each other over, and oh man, I just totally screwed up. Everybody's trying to fuck each other over, and like the Avengers in the Cancerverse, they're called the Revengers, and they're like, it's like a darker version of the Avengers, where like their morals are corrupted, and they you know, everybody's just fucking each other over, and they're all corrupt. So I really use this concept when I deal with cancers. Now mind you, I know all cancers aren't, you know, rotten to the core, but like I know somewhere in the back of every cancer's mind is the Cancerverse, where it's like, you know what I'm saying, in the real world it would look like domestic violence, like, you know what I'm saying, like the shit that O.J. Simpson went through, you know what I'm saying, like with him apparently, you know, some people say he killed his wife, some people say he didn't, you know what I'm saying. I think he killed her, you know what I'm saying, because I know the Cancerverse, you know what I'm saying, like him being jealous, like he was whooping her ass for months, Nicole Brown Simpson, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying, he was beating her, you know what I'm saying, and then she ended up dead, and then the shit with him going to court and everything, like they had DNA evidence, blood in his car, like everything, like, you know what I'm saying, he had a cut on his finger, you know, but he was just like, nope, 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 the whole time he denied it, all, you know, he probably take that shit to the grave with him, you know what I'm saying, but then he went out and put out shit like, if I did it, and like, you know what I'm saying, like, it just, you know, and then he ended up in jail anyway, you know what I'm saying. After all that shit, he ended up doing some more stupid shit, like trying to rob some guys, he ended up getting locked up, like all of that shit, like O.J. Simpson's a billboard for the Cancerverse, you know, like rotten motherfucker, like on the surface he's like, hey, I'm the perfect guy, and you know, but like in the core, be like fucked up shit. Like you look at Bill Cosby, you know what I'm saying, the things he's going through, you see that smile, he's a perfect father, perfect dad, but then you find out he was doing all that shit with, you know, raping women and slipping drugs in they drinks and stuff like that. It was like, what, Bill Cosby? I can't believe somebody like that would do these things. That's the Cancerverse, you know what I'm saying? Like Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear off, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, Mike Tyson went to jail for raping a woman and stuff like that. You know, he had a divorce with his wife, Robin Givens, you know what I'm saying? Beating her up, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the Cancerverse. You know, you look at Courtney Love, who's a, mind you, real quick, you know, when Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear, it was during the cancer season. It was like sometime in June or something like that, I think it was. You know what I'm saying? That he actually had did that. Courtney Love, you know what I'm saying, where Kurt Cobain blew his brains out, you know what I'm saying, and her whole thrust into stardom ship, and she was, you know, addicted to heroin, and like you just follow Courtney Love career and just all the shit she go through. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with abortions, domestic violence, divorce. All of these things are characteristics from the Cancerverse. And like, mind you, this is all a myth. This is not real. Do not have a fucking heart attack because I'm up here sitting there to write. This concept comes from a comic book, but the guy who wrote it understood a lot about astrology, and he read a lot of H.G. Lovecraft, you know, the Necronomicon, these type of dark writings and stuff like that. So the Cancerverse is a very big piece that fits right into that puzzle. And like I said, I know so many cancers who come from the Cancerverse. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have people I know that, man, I wasn't even gonna say this, but like, fuck it. Like, my sister's a Cancer, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, my grandmother left her house for her, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the family was upset that she got the house, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't upset about it, you know what I'm saying? Cause I was still young, I wasn't even fucking, I was like 10 years old, you know what I'm saying? But like, she ended up getting a house, you know what I'm saying? And she has multiple husbands, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as part of the Cancerverse, she has multiple husbands, multiple baby fathers, stuff like that. She's a very highly educated woman. She's, you know what I'm saying, has a big smile, everything, you know what I'm saying? But she can't keep a husband, you know what I'm saying? So what ended up happening, like, now she's with a Cancer man, you know what I'm saying? So it's two Cancers living in this house that, like, the whole house, now mind you, he called himself a construction worker, you know what I'm saying? He basically tore up the whole house. He rotted the whole house to the core, like to the wood, you know what I'm saying? And left it like that, you know what I'm saying? He was supposed to come back, you know, change the bathroom around. Like, mind you, they ain't got no bathroom, no sink, none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? But when you look at the shit that they do, you know what I'm saying, they are constantly fighting over their emotions and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, don't y'all got more important things to worry about than arguing over y'all emotions when y'all living in here with no bathroom, no kitchen sink, no, you know what I'm saying? But to them, they're happy as long as they can sit there and wallow in that emotional volatility, the ups and downs of their emotions, you know what I'm saying? They let the house go to shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, people in the family are looking at my sister like, man, that's a house that's been passed down through like 2-3 generations, you know what I'm saying? And she let this Cancer man come in there and basically, you know what I'm saying, tear up the house, and they just left it like that, you know what I'm saying? And like, a lot of family functions like 4th of July, Christmas, Easter, all of that we used to have at that house, and we are no longer able to have those things because the foundation has been destroyed. And that's what a lot of times when you're dealing with Cancers, not just Cancer, but water signs in general, but especially Cancers in domestic situations, they let their foundation, like, they don't respect their foundation, man. I see this shit so many times. Like, Cancers will let their rent get behind, you know what I'm saying? They won't clean up the house sometimes. Now, I'm not even like say all Cancers aren't like this, you know what I'm saying? But like, they more care about like they own emotions than they own crib. Like, they'll let their house go to shit. They'll let their car go to shit. They'll let their money go to shit. They'll let their tangible items, like, you know what I'm saying, the things that like a lot of earth signs are about, like money, house, car, career, stuff like that, like all that shit is secondary to a Cancer. Like, you know what I'm saying, what's come first is their relationships and their spouse, and they, like, you know what I'm saying, they love for their spouse, and then going through the ups and downs and emotional volatility. That's what they care about more than anything. So like, what you get from that is the Cancerverse. It's like, you know, that can be a problem. Like, your loyalty, the fact that you want to be loyal all the time, the fact that you want to wear your emotions on your, that's the thing about Cancers, is like, they don't trust nobody that don't wear their emotions on their sleeve. You see what I'm saying? Like, me talking, giving this information, like, it just does not sit well with a Cancer, because they gonna be like, well, what sign are you? Who, you not perfect. Everything you're saying is not true. Like, they just automatically get defensive. Mind you, go back to O.J. Simpson. They had DNA, they had blood, they had everything sitting right there, and he still just like, nope, denying it all the way. You know what I'm saying? A Cancer will never admit that they was wrong, and they'll never admit that they got, you know, this dark side. They'll never admit that they got the Cancerverse inside themselves. You know what I'm saying? Look at, like I say, look at OJ. OJ is a prime example of that. Courtney Love is a prime example of that. You know what I'm saying? By the way, Ron Goldman, the guy who got stabbed to death at the incident with OJ, he was a Cancer, trying to take the glasses back to Nicole Brown's system. You know what I'm saying? Fucked around, got his ass whacked. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the Cancerverse. You know, there's a basically like drama that comes along with emotional volatility. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to be nice, trying to be, have that image that, hey, I'm a nice person, and hey, and but the dark shit that's behind it. You know what I'm saying? You look at Kevin Hart, perfect example, Cancerverse. You listen to his comedy, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people love Kevin Hart, some people hate Kevin Hart, but like, if you actually listen to his comedy, you see the things he's saying. Like, you talking about a retarded baby. Like, I remember the first things I heard Kevin Hart say was something about a retarded baby or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the Cancerverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that all of the comedy he be talking about, it'd be like domestic shit, him getting into it with his wife and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like all that is not really funny. Like if you really stop and listen to what he's saying, the shit ain't funny. It's really kind of sick, but like it's funny because he's a comedian. He understands the Cancerverse. The sick things and like a lot of things about comedy in general are dark. You know what I'm saying? When you really stop and think, what is it that makes somebody laugh at a joke? Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of comedy comes from a dark place, but it makes it funny. And that's why cancers are remarkably funny. They're remarkably hilarious people because a lot, but if you really look close, a lot of that shit is coming from a dark place, which is the Cancerverse. So like there's a lot of information you can find online about the Cancerverse. And like I told you, this is all mythology. It's just, you know, comic book writing and stuff like that. But I'm getting really hot, and this video has made it to 10 minutes long. So if there's any information you guys got about the Cancerverse, if you guys want to share any information, please leave the information below. If this resonated with you, if you got any stories you want to tell, I would love to hear them. Sign up for zodiac.com, subscribe to my channel. Peace. Cancerverse part 2 coming soon, as well as the Taurusverse, and I still got Why I Hate Virgos coming next. This is just a ramble, but I'm still taking notes on the Virgo. It's still coming. All right. Peace.